Good evening and welcome back. So, today I want to work on the build again. And one thing that I noticed is that first I found the issue, I didn't find it, but this thing here doesn't work. I'm not quite sure why, but it just doesn't work for me. Every time I try to do that, it's not working out at all. So that was one thing. Then I added all the levels in here. So that works. I already made a build, and I noticed that my AI is not moving at all, and that I need to rebuild lights. So let's do that. Let's just do a complete rebuild here. Even though this could take a moment, but it shouldn't completely kill the stream, I hope. And the other thing I need to, once this is done, I need to figure out why my nav mesh is not working. Because I really don't know why. It's working in editor, but that doesn't mean a thing. It's a bit annoying, I have to say. Oh, and let's change the scrolly text here. And once this is done, I will upload it to the Discord for people to test. And I think then I might have done everything that I need to at the moment. Quite sure. I mean, I could start the next thing then, which would be creating hair or updating the hair plugin and then creating hair, which could take a bit longer because I still need to figure out how to set up base shapes for the hair and stuff like that. And I find it a bit strange that you need to redo the lighting for a build. Thought it would do the lighting build inside of the build process. Not quite sure. And I also don't know why my nav mesh didn't work. So yeah, we will test that. Then I also need to figure out a few configuration things, like how to set up my build settings so that I can do incremental builds and not completely rebuild everything from scratch. That would be quite useful. But like I said, I need to do the lighting first. So what is it doing? Is it doing anything? Okay, it is doing something. Okay, that's a bit slow, but it's doing something. I think I might take a break here, because I can't do much besides watching this, so let's let it run its course and then I'll be back after that. So let's take a short break. Be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. So, yay! My progress bar got a bit longer. Yay! Let's see. This could take a while. Let's have a look at something here. Yeah.
Hello, in this video
Sorry, let's mute that. That's the new update for the hair tool I'm using to create hair. And I really like this because it starts with a really simple mesh here, then generates a lot of stuff from that. But I still need to figure out how to create the simple mesh properly, and so it's looking okay. I need to install the new version of this. It's just going through different seeds so that he can figure out a good configuration for his hair. It's an interesting plugin. Okay, he's playing around with curliness. Optimization for curliness. Yeah, this is really interesting thing here. Something he added. Because you can now generate braids with a click of a button, basically. One thing I'm not quite sure is the transitions between the braid and the normal hair. How to make this look good, but I need to experiment with it a bit myself. Another thing is how to add the end part of the braid. That looks good. No. Oh, is it a new tutorial for that? Interesting. I haven't looked at that one yet. Yeah, but that's the next thing I want to do. Once the build is done and I get a bit of feedback in. I want to create hair. Because at the moment the female characters have two really horrible looking pieces of hair, and the male character has one horrible looking piece of hair. And that's not enough. It doesn't work with me. Need more variety there. More options. And on other news, I might not get into the conference tomorrow because something went wrong with my ticket. So now I'm maybe on a waiting list to get another ticket. So it's a bit of a mess. So I need to look at alternative options for the next few days. So maybe no Unreal Fest, but something else. Even though I had looked at Amaze, and a lot of Amaze is focused on VR, which doesn't interest me in the slightest. And experimental stuff that also is not really my thing. So I'm not quite sure if I want to go there. Maze is kind of a completely different crowd of game dev than I'm used to. So, not quite sure. But I need to decide tomorrow what I want to do there. Hello, how are you? You come at a really boring time. I'm looking at a progress bar. Isn't it glorious? Look at that progress bar advancing here. The thrill and yeah. Yes, there is. Yep. Yeah, I'm doing a lighting build at the moment. Thank you for the follow. Up and comer. Because I managed to do a new build for the game, but the lighting build wasn't correct. There's a playable version on the Discord at the moment, but I'm updating it today or tomorrow. So, I mean, there will be a new one on the same Discord, but it's the version that's there. Is not the current version. It's a version from September last year. So, and it doesn't run that well. This version here should run a bit better. Yep. I streamed yesterday as well. I tried to do a camera fly-through through the level, but failed completely, which was also a glorious experience. I mean, it didn't fail completely, I just wasn't happy with the result. Had some strange twists in the camera, rotating 160 degrees for no reason, and then I found out what the reason was, and that's an engine feature, I'm not quite sure, that I need to work around somehow. So I kind of the problem is if you have a video in a video game that makes you nauseous because it's turning around 360 more than once in a few seconds, it's not a good thing to have. It's not really about perfectionism. It's about making your players ill, and I don't like that. Or people that watch that video. Who watched that video? I mean, there's still a WOT for it. You can still watch it on Twitch if you want to, but I didn't like it, so I removed it. Okay, so the lighting is built. Let's see what's wrong with our AI here. Because if I play here, the AI should work. Yeah. Okay, AI is working here. Good. Is AI working when I click on launch? Is it doing a new build or not? Or is it just launching the old version? We will find out in a moment. Okay, it's creating a new build. Okay, it's building navigation, recompiling shaders. And it's hanging for some reason. This one here? Yeah, that's the in. It is kind of important, yes. And that house back there is the barracks. And if we scroll over here, that's the town hall. Or town hall and mayor's house in one. So they are kind of important. The ones with the orange or yellow roofs here are shops, and the ones with red roofs are houses for villagers. And that back there is a farm. So green for farms, red for residential homes, and orange for shops, purple for other important stuff like inn, barracks, and town hall. It's a bit boring at the moment, but I mean it's quite peaceful. That's for sure. No one can be hurt and no one gets ill. Yeah, there's also the wine lake, yes. But I'm not sure if drinking that wine would be a wise idea, because it's magical wine. Second, it's been there for a while, so I'm not sure if it's really wine anymore. And then it might be dirty. That's the other thing. Okay, it's doing something here. Okay, we are falling down. Yeah, or turn to vinegar. Okay, so don't have any navigation here. Not quite sure why this is happening. Wait, I don't have the right key? Oh. Interesting. Okay, yeah, our inventory is empty. That might explain a few things. Should be empty, yes. This is completely empty. Awesome. Okay, this stuff is floating. I don't like that. Need to fix those. Fixed all the other stuff here, so I need to fix those as well. This is also floating. This I need to fix. But for some reason we don't have a working navigation mesh here, which is not a good thing. Okay, but it's running, so theoretically you could play the game, but it's a bit boring if no one is walking around. Even though, I mean, you could just walk around, break into their houses and talk to them that way, but I want them to walk around a bit more. I'm not quite sure why this is happening. I mean, we do have the nav mesh here, so that's working. We have this nav mesh. And enough measures needed for them to walk around properly. So why is that not working properly? Build path. Okay, let's save this. Let's launch this again. Oh, and I also need to change key binding. So that you can use escape to open the pause menu. Not need to press P for that. Nope. That didn't work. No, I might play it from time to time. It's kind of those games that you can play for a really long time. It's a really big world and a lot of people to enslave, so definitely something for more than one day. But I might play a lot of it offline, I think. I'm also thinking of maybe restarting the game and play with other people on a server somewhere. Okay, so this is a problem. Why is it not building the navigation? Let's try something. Let's go here, package project, and let's try this again. And see if that works. Yep. Okay, today's a day of looking at progress bars, waiting for builds to finish and stuff like that. Slightly boring. But I mean, if the build is done, you should be able to play the game. Kind of, yeah. What's going on here? Okay. Okay, now it's compiling shaders again. Probably will cause us to have lighting that needs to be rebuilt. Well, let's see. Let's see what we get. Okay. Okay. It's doing something, but I can't see what it's doing at the moment. Oh, okay. And packaging is complete. We should be able to start this. Okay. Oh, it's the debug build. That's why we get the debug prompts there. What happened to my walls? I think I changed the material here at some point. But only for the normal walls, not for these. Ah, okay, I need to go through that. Fix this. Okay, let's spoil the tutorial again. And let's see what's happening here. Okay, it's taking a moment to load the map that's needed here. And it needs to rebuild lighting again. Why the hell is that happening all the time? And we don't have a working enough mesh here. This time we have our lockpick and can go in here and invade people's homes. Disturb their privacy. If I had furnitures and pickups in the houses, we could rob them blind, but I don't have anything like that. Not yet. Okay. And we need to run up here to get this quest. Yeah, they're not just poor, they don't have anything. I mean, the only house that has anything in it is this one. But those are only placeholders, and that's one chair, a double bed, and kind of a stove for this couple here. And a toilet without a door. Or latrine, or whatever you might call it. Which I still need to add a better model for. Yeah, they definitely have. That's true. I mean, there are families here, kind of. Here we have a couple. Basically, in each house we have a couple. Which is not 100% correct, because in here we have the mayor. Oh, we have the mayor cloned. Oops. Not quite sure why that happened. Why is he here twice? That's not good. Not creepy at all. Awesome. But he has some servants here. And his daughter is living here. Wait, no, she's living over here. And she ran away with one of the servants. And she's the guard captain. Yep. Oh, I had planned a lot more drama than that. Okay, there are a few issues with this thing here, but... One thing that I wanted to add to this was, or is, a married couple, but the husband is having an affair with another woman somewhere in town. And he should try to get to his lover while not on duty or not at work or something like that, but also try to avoid his wife. So if you watch the town for a moment, you would see stuff like that. But that's not in yet. Okay, but if the navigation mesh is not working, then all this doesn't work at all. Which is not good. But I mean, you could be able to... wait. Let's see something here. Did I talk to the guy in the cave? I think I didn't. Let's talk to the guy in the cave and see if at least that stuff works. And I could have just teleported there. No. Didn't trigger the area here yet. Okay, now I can teleport here. Okay. This stuff still works. So you basically can play through the game if you want to. At this stage, but it's a bit boring because nothing is moving. Might need to change the sound there. Avoid a lot of stuff that's happening in here. get stopped by shrooms. And shrooms inside of other shrooms. Just still need to fix in some areas. Yeah, and these are also not moving at all. Okay. Let's follow the road here to the brewery. Oh. Okay. So we have this guy. Okay, and since we do have this quest here, we get a different dialogue option for him so that we can... Oh, come on. We can get a keg of beer, and he's giving us the key. Now we should be able to open this door. Yay! Let's see if that part works. Oh, it's really dark here. Okay, here we have the keg. And let's see if this works. Nope, that doesn't work. Awesome. So the puzzle in here doesn't work. So we are not able to finish the game because we can't find this. Okay. That's the only thing I wanted to test. Even though, let's teleport back to town. Oh. Why is that thing broken? This here is broken for some reason. This location. Let's turn the light off. Okay, let's check. We no longer have the beer. And we got some coins here. Okay. So that part works, and the quest is done now. Might need to add something here that says it's done. Then we can go back to this one. Oh, it should switch back to the next one. Okay, that's the wrong person there. So So this is also broken. And I need to fix this. Yeah. Okay. So a lot of small things to fix and also big thing. Navigation mesh. But the game should be playable. Let's go over here and find out why this is not working. The puzzle in here. So this one. Should point to this here correctly. Oh. Interaction actor. Oh. The trace actor is not connected. That's one thing. Okay, let's see if we can figure this one out. Wait, we need to be here somewhere we can spawn. Okay. Okay, so that doesn't work. Let's have a look at the setup here. Ah, okay. I see. So the interaction actor should be the brewery. Let's try this again. Yeah, because the brewery needs to change. Okay. The names are a bit strange there, but... Now it works. I mean, it changed the lighting here a bit, but... Okay. Now we can pick this up and go out here. Okay, nice. So now we should be able to play through that, even though... yeah, we should be able to play through it. No. Cast the crash side over here. Should be okay. Good. Okay. Yeah, there's one issue here. Because there's supposed to be a guy standing up here that you kind of need to talk to. And point to the right direction so that you see this beacon over here and walk there. So I definitely need to figure out why my nav mesh is not working. Yeah, kind of. Let's see. Wait, did I not have this set up to navigation mesh? Yeah, it's set to dynamic. Let's try this one. Let's also change something here. This would be shipping. Let's try that. Maybe this is helping us in that regard. Let's first save all. Okay. So let's do this again. And let's do the kind of progress bar thing again. Watching text scroll and tell us what it's doing. Yeah, the idea is to add more puzzles at some time so that I'm able to give the game a bit more what's the right word? Yeah, a bit more content, a bit more things to do, so that you need to save puzzles, need to solve puzzles, and figure out stuff, find the right items, combine the items, and stuff like that. But at the moment, it's just walk from A to B, flip a switch. Shaders are the graphic stuff. So each of these materials here, each of these surfaces has its own shader. And this is what these shaders were. And they needed to be recompiled and recreated, basically. Yeah, Minecraft is using shaders for lighting and stuff like that. But here it's even more than that, even though lighting's done a bit differently. Shader here is a collection of different different textures and different configurations for those textures. Yeah, let's try this again. Oh, damn it, I didn't change the keys, but it's not much of a problem. Okay, do this. Okay, let's see what we get now. There's a line break missing here. The rest looks okay. I mean, this is one type of puzzle here, where I just have kind of a pressure plate that needs to be weighted. And if I move this away from there, I can test this out. If I'm just standing on it and moving away, then these things are triggered. Particle effects here are triggered and the lights are triggered. And this is heavy object. In this case, just an object that's colliding with the pressure plate here. And that's one kind of puzzle that I want to use in more than one location, basically. At the moment it's only used here. Then this is a switch. In this case it's only triggering this particle system here. So I want to add more like that. More stuff like that. So I have a bit more variety, a bit more gameplay later in the game. But at the moment it's just simple stuff like that. Let's talk to him so that we get the quests. Update here. Yep. But we still don't have people walking around here. Yep, they're still in here. Okay. Why is that happening? Okay, they're using code. Rebuild at runtime. Okay, let's try that. Project settings and navigation. Rebuild on load. Oh, I think that was a different version of the engine. Damn it. So I'm not quite sure why this is happening. I mean, it is set to dynamic, and it should rebuild this on load. Let's see. Navigation system. Okay. Let's search for this again. The problem is most of the videos here are not on builds. They're in the editor. And in the editor, everything works. Or not everything works, but most stuff work, but needs to do other stuff on the build. So the other thing is the engine is progressing a lot, so there's constant work on the engine. So no, the video is still helpful because it teaches you how to set this thing up, but in some cases you need to figure out a way to have it work on a build if it's not really working otherwise. So it's probably a simple configuration setting that I haven't set correctly. So I'm not quite sure. Okay, but this is from 2014. So yeah, it's not really helpful because the engine changed a lot in that time. Okay, no answers here. Okay, have fun. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, I will try something, but I thought I didn't need to do that here. So the persistent level is active. So let's get our nav mesh here. Those two. Move them to the current level, which rebuilds the navigation. Let's save all this here. Let's first try it in here and see if that works. Yeah, okay. This works. Let's build this again. Hello. How are you today? I'm doing a lot of build testing and fixing issues in the build or in the editor for the build. Stuff like that at the moment. Yeah, I'm fine. Had a bit of an issue with my ticket for the Unreal Fest Europe. So I might not be able to go there for some reason. So I need to figure out another thing to do. So yeah, not quite sure. That reminds me. I wanted to check something here. I mean, it's kind of my fault. I didn't didn't react on time to get the ticket. It's in Berlin. It's where I live, basically. And it would have been awesome, but I didn't have enough money for the ticket when I first saw it, and then I tried to figure out can I afford it or not, and then waited too long, and then apparently it was completely sold out. Even though I thought I had bought a ticket, which I didn't, and now I don't have a ticket and it's sold out and I can't get there, which is kind of a mess. And the moment there's a bunch of events happening in Berlin, and it's called Games Week Berlin, and I might be able to go to the Amaze thing, even though it's an indie crowd, but a different indie crowd I'm used to. So it's more of the experimental miniature um, freaky indie crowd, and not the indie developers that want to make big games. So, thing is, I could still go to that because that starts tomorrow evening. Um, but I'm not quite sure if I'm still able to get to the Unreal Fest or not, and it's a complete mess at the moment. Yeah, the problem is it's partially a hotspot for indie developers, startups, but there are no jobs in Berlin. Jobs are somewhere else in Hamburg, Munich, stuff like that. So it's a bit of a problem in that regard for me. Let's see if that worked. Let's see, can we resume? There are a lot of them. Problem is, they are all not interested in completely new people. They want to have experienced people and people that have shipped games and stuff like that. Okay, now it works. Awesome. Okay, so that's the way to do it. Good. Yay! Fixed that issue. There are a lot of no, I need to fix this. Something like that, yeah. Something like that. And apart from that, a lot of small startups in Berlin are mobile focused. So, not really that many big companies. We do have, I think there are two, I think there are two bigger companies. One is focused on mobile, and another one is focused on big PC games. I'm not quite sure what they're doing at the moment. Really don't know what they're doing at the moment. And then there are a lot of small companies that just do their thing. And if they want to hire people, then they need to have experience, which I kind of have, but I can't show it, which is really annoying sometimes. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, wait. We have, let's see, we have Wuga, King, and Jager in Berlin. And King and Wuga are more mobile browser oriented. And Jager is I'm not sure what they're doing at the moment, but they were more focused at PC games. I think they're doing Dreadnought at the moment. Not much else. But I'm not 100% sure. But yeah. But they're not hiring at the moment. And if they hire, they want more experienced people. And as usual, experience means shipped games or really awesome references from other people. So it's still a mess. Okay, so this is fixed. Let's fix the keybinds here. And let's see. Let's set escape here as well. Do I have anything on E? No. No, let's keep the rest of this the way it is. Yeah. I just need to see what I can get. The biggest problem for me is that I'm too much of a shut-in, to be honest. And I need to get out more to go to events and meetups and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. But my focus at the moment is this game, getting it into a state where I can say, okay, here, have a look at that. What do you think of that? And also get feedback and maybe sell it sometime soon. And that's a soon TM, because I'm not quite sure when this will be. And I can kind of say, now it's good enough to sell. Because I still need to fix the hair, I need to fix the clothing, and need to fix a lot of stuff before I can say, okay, now I can sell this. But then it's still an empty world, so it would be early access anyway. So I'm not quite sure how to handle this. Apart from the fact that I would need to start a company somehow, and I'm also not sure how to do that, what I need to do for that, and stuff like that. So I'm really not sure. But I mean, Um, this took me 2 years, bit more than 2 years, and bit more than a year in work days. So I think it's still good on time, I would say. I even had an offer from someone to help me out with 3D models, but I still need to figure out what I can give him to do. Because I'm not sure if he's able to help me out with my 3D characters, or if he's kind of what his specialty is that he can do. So it's something I still need to figure out. But I mean, he offered to help for ref share, so it's definitely a nice offer I got there. Problem is, I'm not sure if this sells, because the only promotion I'm doing is this here, this stream, and I'm not doing much more promotion than that. So kind of need someone to do promotion for me so that I can sell it and offer it to sell and even sell a few copies, apart from the small community that I have here. So, yeah. Yeah, kind of. But I still want to go to Steam and in early access there. I also want to go to Humble and use their early access program or indie preview program, and I'm not quite sure if GOG does something like that. But I definitely want to sell it somehow. And I'm not quite sure if I want to put it up on itch.io, because I don't know much about itch.io myself. So, not quite sure yet. Then there's the other thing that I might need to create a company for that, which I also don't really have an idea where to even start. So, yeah, a lot of things still to think about and to do. But I think the build should be working now. So I think I will just create another build, because I just changed the controls a bit, and then I will upload it. Yeah, I heard the same. It's pay a small fee and then it's mostly done. But I need to do that. I need to figure that out. And then comes the next aspect. Once I do have a company, I need to create a website. I need to have a name. I need to have a logo and a lot of other stuff that comes with that. So it's a bit of a mess. Yeah, here in Germany you can go to the what's it called in English? Finanzamt in German. Damn it! What would be the English version? English word for that? Tax office. Yeah, maybe IRS, but that would be USA specific. I don't know how that's working over there. But here I need to go to the tax office and then pay a small fee to register a company. But for that I need to have a name. If every member is in a different country, then you need to set one the guy who's creating the company, his country's laws and stuff like that are the important ones. And if he's having employees all over the world, it doesn't really matter. He just needs to make sure that he's creating the proper company for that setup. And in most cases, you need to talk to someone in legal stuff, in tax law, whatever, to figure out what the right thing for you is. That's another thing. Laws and stuff like that is also something I'm kind of dreading. IP laws and stuff like that. It's also a mess. And figuring that out or hiring someone to do that could be expensive, but it's something you need to do. Can't just skip that part, sadly. Or you need to learn it yourself, which could be a complete mess. Yep. Even if you don't need to pay many taxes for your game because your revenue is too small, you still need to create a company and kind of file taxes at some point. Even if it's just an entry, revenue below point, done. Oh, if it's free, then it doesn't matter. I mean, you can do donations to get money. do Patreon. I don't know. If your game is free, then that's a different thing. If it's free to play, then it's a completely different thing again. So if you have microtransactions, that's... I don't know anything about that. I think it would be similar to having something that you sell and specific kind of specific amount of revenue you get. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. Sometimes it's... If it's a real donation, yes. If it's a tip, no. That's kind of an... That's something you need to talk about with someone who knows about the laws of that stuff. I don't know anything about that. I can only speculate, and I most likely have the wrong information. At the moment, I'm making a build for my game and checking if everything's working, and then upload it for people to test. My game is an exploration adventure game. Kind of think of gameplay of an old school point and click adventure game in first person mode, with an exploration aspect in an open world. At the moment, there are not many puzzles in it. It's only in the tutorial level here. But I want to add a few puzzles in at some point. So that's not just running around talking to people. And you have a bit of branching dialogue sometimes. And different dialogue options when you talk to him already, or if you find out a bit of information about the world, you get different options later. So that's the game. It has a few walking simulator aspects, has a few point and click adventure puzzle game aspects. Okay. He might not be there at the moment. Yeah, there he is. Nice. Okay. Okay, that's something I definitely need to fix before I publish it at some point. They need to stop when you're talking to them, not just walk away. Because he's now stuck in that animation, but he's running away. Yeah, but the thing here is there's a quest or different quests. You can pick up new quests like this one here. Get beer. That's the main quest. And maybe I can set this as main quest and then side quests and stuff like that. But I think it's fine this way. And then there's a lot of background information basically. I have a journal here with kind of flavor text, what the character is thinking. And then we have a glossary with information about the area, the town, stuff like that. And inventory. Oh, I wanted to fix this. This I really want to fix. And here we have a bit of information about that. We can use items in the inventory here. For instance, we can read this contract, which I need to finish writing at some point. And okay, this doesn't work at the moment. But then the other aspect is just walking around, having a look at the world, figuring out what's happening in the world, what's different from other worlds, you know, and stuff like that. It's a lot of stuff to do for one person, but kind of started this and I want to bring it to a point where I can say, okay, this is mostly done and I can part with it. Okay, these are moving now. Awesome. My strange creatures here. Even though there are trees in here that shouldn't be in there. Need to remove those. And I need to figure out why their fur is gone. And I need to fix the camera on third person mode. Okay, this works now, that's good. Okay. So this works. I can pack this up and upload it. So there's a new build. Yay! Mission done for today. So let's see. Zip up project. No, that's not. Is that zipping up the packaged and build files, or is it zipping up the whole project? What's that doing? Ah, okay. I think it's zipping up the whole project because it wants to save here. No, That's not what we want. Let me check. Okay. Okay, so let's create zip here. And this is 0.0.10. No, I think it's 1 point. Much different stuff that I do here. Oh, let's say it's 2. And yeah, let's do that. One thing that I still don't know is how to create incremental updates to this version. But I definitely need to create this version now as one big file. And because this way too old for that. Come on, let's put that in the background so it's not killing the stream too much. Okay, once this is done, I try to upload that. And then add a link to the Discord. So let's have a look at this here and see. Let's download the latest version here. Because this is the tool I'm using for the hair, and he recently updated it and added braids, which is quite awesome. I mean, first curly hair like that, and then braids, which he will create in a moment. Braids by the click of a button. No, it's not. It's $34. but it's an awesome tool. And with the braids added and the curly hair, it's really awesome tool. So definitely worth the money. Nope, that's the wrong thing. And yeah, this is the latest version there. Yeah, and I need to play around with this a bit more. Oh wait, let's have this open. Because at the moment my characters look a bit strange is the wrong word. The hair looks horrible. Let's call it what it is. I mean, apart from the fact that there are no real textures for the hair. I mean, okay, this is the better hairstyle. Let's call it that. This looks okay, but the textures are wrong and the shader is horrible. But if I have a look at this hairstyle here, this doesn't look good at all. And then we have the male hairstyle, which is looking even worse. I mean, it's also created with that tool in quite earlier version, and I didn't do much on it, so I think this looks the best of all the hairstyles. This looks horrible, and this is the worst. So I still need to figure out how to basically create good looking hair, at least in the simplest form, and then I can use the tool to make it look good. And the idea is to have maybe 5 different hairstyles or so for male and female, so that I have a bit of variety and can mix it up a bit. So that will be the next content creation part, creating hair. No. Not even shaved head and stuff like that. That's... No, doesn't work like that. And it's also not fitting in the world idea I had for hairstyles in this world. Basically, so nope. screenshot from the game I've played recently, and I really like the hair in that. That's also Unreal Engine. Let's move this here, because only this is the important part. I really like this hair. This looks awesome. But that's Conan, and definitely not safe for work. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, and I have a few small things here to fix. That I noticed earlier. Okay, should be fine. Let's move this down a bit. Okay. And let's go over here and fix the shrine. And fix this area here. So this is no longer floating completely there. Let's have a look. Okay, this is still spawning there, so it's not taking this one here to spawn. Let's see. Trigger box. Oh. This is just a trigger. Why is it? Wait. Where is my... I need to check something here because interaction base actor should have a scene component. Okay, we can't see that. Okay. Is that a billboard here? So we should be able to see where this is. Where this will spawn. Ah, okay. That's the issue. Okay. Now this looks a bit better. No longer floating. It's also no longer floating. Okay, this is still floating, but I haven't found a proper place for it yet. Let's put it here. Somewhere hidden. Tip number 1, not do it alone, or do something really small when you do it alone. Tip number 2, start small, start simple. Yeah, and then ask questions and try to answer them for you. So, for instance, not build a world that big if you're alone. It's too much. Don't do it. Yeah, like I said, build something small and then add to it. If you think that the smallest part is done, add the next bigger part and stuff like that. But not create an open world game on your own, or even multiplayer online RPGs or stuff like that. Don't do it. Pick something that you think you can finish in a reasonable time frame. And reasonable time frame depends on your skills, on your time, on your commitment, and all that stuff. So there are things: game per month, game per week. Try stuff like that. Maybe it works for you. It's not the right fit for me because I like to create bigger things. I like to create worlds and write a lot of dialogue and story. But that takes a long time. The trees I bought. They were packaged from the asset store, and the houses are built out of pieces, and those pieces I created in Blender. So for instance, these are my house pieces. Some of the rotations here are a bit strange. So if I rotate this wall, this is what it really looks like, even though the textures here are wrong. And these I created myself. I didn't create the textures, I created the mesh, which is quite simple. If I set the collision complex, you can see that the light blue or lines here, this is the mesh. It's really low poly, 48 triangles, really simple. But combined in a bigger house, they look okay. And for instance, for a bit more complex objects like this pillar here, I created the mesh in Blender and the textures in Substance Painter. And then in-game I'm using complex script to build those houses. The lanterns were created by a viewer and gifted to me. Thank you for the follow. And the market stalls here as well. by another viewer. And those here are part of an older pack of assets that I bought at some point. So it's a mix between different stuff, different assets that I bought, different assets that I created myself. These are from a pack I bought, but I still need to change them because they're not PBR. The textures are not PBR, the shader, so they look a bit out of place as a result. The walls here and roof I created myself. These pieces here are part of a different pack that I bought. The crystals I didn't create. They're also part of a pack that I bought. The shrooms here are part of a pack that I bought. The shrooms out here I made myself. So I created those two mushrooms here I created myself. And textures are done in Substance Painter for these. It's kind of my go-to program to create textures, because I'm really bad at creating textures in Photoshop or stuff like that, so. Yeah, Substance Painter is an awesome program. Let me show you the files for that. Come on, open this. Oh, it's open here. Substance Painter launch. Okay. You can also paint them in Blender if you want to, but I don't know much about Blender's shader setup, so it looks good. For instance, here. Yeah, it's okay. It's kind of the setup for this. We have different layers with different masks. And then a bit of dirt on top of it. So it looks slightly weathered. But you can do texture painting in Blender as well. But like I said, I haven't done it that much, so I'm not 100% sure how it works. Just my go-to program to create textures. But there are other alternatives. You can, like I said, you can do it in Blender directly. You can create textures in some other 3D programs. For instance, you can do that in ZBrush if you have that. As far as I know, but I don't have ZBrush myself, so I just from what I saw from other people. Then there's I think Quixel Suit that's doing something similar to Substance Painter, and there are different other options. You can also just take the UV map and then just paint it yourself in Photoshop or so. Okay, these UVs here. Oh, they look like this because there are different parts here and different meshes that I might need to fix at some point. I would say if you really are beginner in that regard, go through the standard tutorials on the learn section for the engine. Just do the getting started, do the level design quick start, go through these, and then take the content examples and pick that apart. Look at that aspect of the content examples that you want to have in your game and look how it's done, basically. And then you can go through all these different free things for different aspects of game creation. That's how I got started with all that. That should give you the basics to then do your own stuff. And yeah, there are also a lot of tutorials on YouTube for specific aspects. Let me check. I'm just looking at channels that I have subscriptions to on YouTube that might be interesting for that stuff. Let's see. Yeah, why not? This is for a bit more advanced stuff in some cases, and then I have someone who's doing shader stuff and small aspects, parts from games that he likes to pick apart and recreate. Still need to find it. It's been a while that he posted stuff, but still good tutorials. Damn it. Where are they? Oh, no problem at all. And okay. Those are not the link I posted are not mine. Those are tutorials that I used sometimes. But you can have a look at my videos as well if you want to. But sometimes I'm not really explaining stuff, so it might be hard to follow here or there. Because my focus is on my game and creating my game and not teaching people stuff. Even though if people have questions, I try to help them. But I really can't find the other guy that I had in here, damn it. Okay, I found another person that might be useful. Here's small tutorials for different aspects of the engine. And if you just heard specific term, he might have a video about that. Yeah, but the most important aspect to learn how stuff is done in the engine is picking apart the content examples and figuring those out. Something I myself need to do a bit more. Because sometimes I'm jumping in and trying to figure out stuff myself without watching at the content stuff and see, okay, that's how they did it here and that's how it works. time looks okay. Don't want to start anything new. Let's go in here and close this gap. So this is 171 and let's duplicate that. Then move this. Here. Fix the configuration. This would be empty. Yeah. This is kind of a grid-based, oops, camera is too fast. It's a grid-based system where I use data to create the house, basically. This is the grid position in a 3D grid. And then this is the data for it. For different aspects, for instance, here we have basement data, attachments, roofs, and stuff like that. This is a blueprint I created. And it's way more complicated than it needs to be. But I'm using it to create my houses here. Since it's using an array for the data here, I can just duplicate aspects of that and then add new elements to it. Okay, we need one more here. More row there. Just should close that gap there. And I think I need to do the same over here. Yeah, I need to add these. Okay, that should close that. Yeah. I still need to find a better solution for this area here because this is not looking the way I wanted to be honest, but for the moment it works. No, wait, let's change something here. Let's close this gap there a bit. Yeah, that should be okay. Okay, here I need to do something else. And I just realized that I did all this stuff. And this is not in the build. So I need to make a new build and upload that one. But I think I will stop here for today. And make the build, pack it, upload it, set a link in the Discord, and then eagerly await feedback. Bugs you can find and issues, performance, whatever, missing graphics, or missing textures, stuff like that. That's what the Discord is for. At least that part of the Discord. So, yeah, I will stop for today. So, I'm not sure about the rest of the week because I might not be able to stream because I'm running from conference to conference. And yeah, I'm not sure. Probably not. Yeah, that's the Discord. So I won't guarantee any streams for the rest of the week because I might be away doing other stuff, showing off the game to other people and doing networking and all that stuff. If I still manage to stream at some point, I will tweet it out before. So have a look at that if you use Twitter. And or have a look at the channel feed thingy. I will post it there as well. I mean, I will post it there, and then this will be posted on Twitter as well in most cases. So, yeah, see you then. Bye-bye.
An idiot. After I was just fucking right, fine. In that